epistaxis is one of the common conditions we manage in the emergency room. Patients usually come to emergency room after doing the first aid at home. And then emergency room, we have to resuscitate the patient and stop breathing as soon as possible. And the definitive management will be done in the ENT unit, ENT theatre. So when we have to stop bleeding, we can use anterior nasal packs, lubricated nasal packs. They are made of Vaseline gauze. We can put ordinary ribbon gauze in melted Vaseline. We can warm the Vaseline in a water bath and then put the pack, and we can make, or otherwise we can apply a cream, antibiotic cream like this, which can be lubricated. We can make a lubricated pack applying this antibiotic cream. So when the patient is bleeding posteriorly, when the blood is coming to the mouth, we can use a postnasal pack. There are postnasal packs made out of gauze, but this is very uncomfortable. We usually do this only in the theatre. This will go to the postnasal space. The strings are coming out of the nose. But the comfortable postnasal pack we are using is the Foley catheter. This is available in any ward, any emergency room. We can insert this into the nose and inflate the bulb with some normal saline, not with air. We have to insert some saline, and then this will go and fit into the postnasal space. So that will stop bleeding from the postnasal space. And there are commercially available packs. This is like a tampon. When we insert it, this will take the shape of the nose, and bleeding will be stopped. But very severe bleeding we cannot stop with this pack. When there is severe bleeding, we have to use something like this. But we cannot locally anesthetize the nose because it will be washed away, the lignocaine will be washed away. So we have to reassure the patient. We have to be properly dressed because blood can be transmitting diseases. So we should have goggles, apron and gloves. And patient should be in sit-up position. You have to give a ball to spit out blood, and you need the help of a nurse or attendant. And we are using this Tilly's dressing forceps to pack the nose. And these are the nasal specula you can use to open the nose. In certain countries, they don't pack the nose. They straight away take the patient to the theatre to address the blood vessels. They can cauterize the blood vessels. But in Sri Lankan situation, sometimes to get because of the availability of the theatre and the anesthetist, we may have to manage this patient in the emergency, and later we have to take the patient to the theatre. So if the patient's blood bleeding does not stop with these measures, we can take the patient to theatre. Sometimes we have to do angiography and embolization of the arteries also can be done. Patients who are resistant to these methods of treatment. So I will show you how to pack the nose during epistaxis, severe epistaxis. Patient is, when the emergency come to the emergency, patient is hypovolemic. We have to manage the shock as soon as possible, but both should go hand in hand. Management of the shock as well as packing the nose, because the more you breathe, the more you go into shock. So I will now show how to pack the nose. When the patient comes with epistaxis, we have to insert anterior and posterior nasal packs. For the posterior nasal pack, we are going to insert a Foley catheter. So it should be inserted through the one nostril, and then we can see the tip from the mouth. We use a torch and use the torch and see the tip until we see the tip. And now we are injecting normal saline, not air. We have to insert normal saline, and then it will fit. This will completely fit the postnasal space. This will fit the postnasal space. Now we can until we have to pack the nose anteriorly. So we put the artery forceps like this. So it will start hanging from the nose, the Foley catheter. Now we have to insert the anterior nasal pack. These are the lubricated packs we are using. If we are using this commercially available pack, we can just open it and then insert 1-2 into the nose. Even if patient is bleeding from one side, we usually pack both sides. Otherwise, it's difficult to stop bleeding. Sometimes there may be a deviated nasal septum. then we have to be very careful not to traumatize the mucosa. So we can unfold this pack. This is a lubricated pack. So when we pack the nose, we don't traumatize the nose. Lubricated packs are always safe. And when we remove the pack after 2 days, also there won't be any irritation. So the flow of the nose is around about 5-6 centimeters long. So we have to take one pleat like this, and then we must always see the end of the pleat, so then it doesn't go to the mouth. Now because there's a Foley catheter, this is safe because we don't over insert it. So we are going to insert it like this, one on top of the other, but we must always see the corner. And then now patient will be little uncomfortable, patient might shout, but still we have to reassure the patient and continuously cut the nose on top, one pleat on the other. The nose is like a pyramid, so each pleat will get smaller. We can press it with our packing forceps. The top pleats will be getting smaller because nose is like a pyramid. Roof of the nose is smaller. So now you can see both ends now after packing the nose. So both sides we can pack like this. Always we must pack both sides because otherwise the septum will be pushed with this pack. So this side you can't get a proper seal if you don't pack both nostrils. So we pack both nostrils. Then after that I will show you once more how to pack the nose again. Other side also you take one pleat like this, and then while keeping the edge visible we are packing the nose, one pleat on the other. These packs, I told you, these are ordinary gauze packs soaked in melted Vaseline. Then the Vaseline will get absorbed into the pack, so it's very easy for me to pack the nose because it's lubricated. And this is the Tilly's dressing forceps. We must always use this forceps. Now we have packed both sides. We can put a plaster here and cover the nose. And then we must keep this, usually we keep it for about 48 hours, and until the packs are out we have to give antibiotics, and patient should be nursed closer to the nasal station because when we pack the nose, patient has to be reminded to breathe through the mouth. Elderly people might forget, so we have to always keep the patient under observation near the nasal station. After 2 days we can remove the packs if the bleeding has stopped. Then we have to find the cause for bleeding. If the bleeding, in spite of the packs, if the patient is bleeding, we may have to take the patient to the theatre for arterial ligation or the insertion of this postnasal pack into the nose. And if the patient bleeding still does not stop, we can do embolization also. And the causes of epistaxis, common causes are generalized causes and localized causes. Localized causes are trauma, tumors, deviated nasal septum, but generalized causes are actually commoner than the localized causes. Like the patient has dengue fever, they can bleed because they are platelets, and patients with cirrhosis, patients who are alcoholics can have platelet dysfunction. So generalized causes, they should come to the ENT ward first. We have to manage the epistaxis. Hypertensive people bleed, but we don't know whether hypertension causes bleeding or hypertension aggravates bleeding. And certain patients are on warfarin, aspirin. So when we take the history, we have to find out about the drug history, whether the patient is alcoholic, whether there is trauma, whether there is fever. So we have to find out all the causes, generalized causes and localized causes. While we are doing the packing, we can ask for the causes also. Some patients have a bleeding point on the septum here. If the bleeding point is visible, we can do a chemical cauterization or electric cauterization with the diathermy or silver nitrate, chemical cauterization with silver nitrate. So this is very uncomfortable. After packing the nose, we have to give patient painkillers and the antibiotics. As I told you, antibiotics because the packs are blocking the ostia of the sinuses, so patients can get sinusitis. And in the definitive management, patients should have a camera test of the nose. So we have to pass an endoscope and examine the whole nasal passage as well as imaging. So patient needs CT scan also because there are causes in the nose it's not possible to see even with the camera. So we have to do the imaging also. Complete before patient is being discharged, we have to arrange the date for imaging, and nasal endoscopy, the camera test must be done before the patient is being discharged. And if there are generalized causes, we have to send the patient to the medical ward for the management of the other underlying causes.